Today we're going to be making an Indian style rice with a lot of aromatics. It uses whole cloves, green cardamom. It's very light and you can really smell it. And we're actually going to be fusing it with Asian style tempura fried shrimp with orange sauce. Now you might be used to seeing orange sauce on orange chicken or orange beef, but today we're going to be melding it together with Indian Basmati rice. Alright, let's get started. This is our Indian style rice. It's called Basmati rice. It has to be prepped a little bit different than your typical jasmine or white rice. So here we have about 2 cups of rice, and what you want to do is let it soak for about 30 minutes. I don't know about you, but I really like orange sauce. So while our Basmati rice is soaking for the 30 minutes, we're going to actually start cooking our orange sauce. To make your orange sauce, you're going to need 1.5 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of orange juice, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 1/3 cup of rice vinegar, 2.5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of grated orange zest, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ginger, we just grated here really easily, 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic, as well as 1 tablespoon of chopped green onion, they're also called scallions, 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 2 tablespoons of water as your thickener. So the first thing we're going to do is pour in our water, orange juice, lemon juice, rice vinegar, and soy sauce. You're going to want to bring that up to medium-high heat, and then just give it a little stir, and you're going to want to add the rest of your ingredients. So go ahead and add your scallions, green onions, your orange zest, minced garlic here, red pepper flakes, and your grated fresh ginger. And last, you're going to add your brown sugar inside there. You're going to want to make sure to break up your brown sugar as well as break up your little orange zest there. And what you're going to want to do is you're actually going to want to bring this to a boil. So on your medium-high heat, just wait for it to start boiling. And what I'm actually going to do is get a little whisk to really stir this up while it's going. So over here we have our thickener, which is our 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and our 2 tablespoons of water. You want to make sure that it's all absorbed into the water. So I'm just scraping the bottom of this, just making sure that I'm not leaving any of the cornstarch behind, because any clumps will totally ruin this sauce. And you already want to be stirring your sauce over here, and as you can tell from the sides, it's just barely starting to boil. So I'm going to stir it. Slowly add it in while you're stirring. This also brightens up the color for that typical orange sauce that you're used to seeing. So now that we have our sauce completed, I'm just going to put it on the back burner over here. Put our oil to the front. Alright. So, I'm going to actually start heating up our oil. In here we have approximately 5 cups of vegetable oil. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to start heating up my oil since it takes quite a while. I'm just going to put it on medium. There's no real rush because we're still working on our rice, and actually the shrimp is really the last thing that you want to come out crunchy and really good. So it looks like our time has finished for our rice. It's been soaking for about 30 minutes. So what you want to do is you want to drain it out of the water. So you're going to want to drain it just like that, and then you're just going to want to rinse it. Alright, and then you're going to want to put it onto a flat surface like this, probably with a towel underneath, and then just pour it out, and you're going to just want to let it dry for about 15 minutes. And over here we have our 4 cups of water. So I would go ahead and put it on medium-high heat and just wait for it to start boiling. Over here we have our 2 cups of basmati rice, which we soaked for 30 minutes, and then we drained it and rinsed it and put on this drying rack for about 15 minutes. And then over here we have our 8 green cardamom, that's whole green cardamom, 2 teaspoons of whole cumin seed, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, our 10 cloves, our 2 1-inch pieces of cinnamon stick, and our 1 bay leaf. And right here we have about a tablespoon of ghee. Now ghee is an Indian type of butter. So over here you can tell that we're starting to get that rolling boil that we're looking for. So I'm going to start adding the rice. Then you're just going to add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, cardamom, salt, bay leaf, and also going to add our butter in here. Just mix that up. Oh, and already you can smell all those spices and cinnamon and all these aromatics. They just make the rice really wonderful. So over here we have our basmati rice, which we added all of our ingredients to, and we're gonna let it go on low and simmer for about 20 minutes. As you can tell, our rice is just about there. So we got about 3 minutes left on the simmer. So I'm gonna start heating up just a little bit of this ghee. It's just a really nice butter, and it also can take the place of oil because it is a fat. Alright, so using probably about a teaspoon there, and what I'm going to do over here is start our fried part of our rice. And what this is going to do is, this is basically mixing an Indian dish, traditionally Indian dish, with this Asian kind of tempura fry sauce, and adding some vegetables in there, which is typical of a stir fry. So I'm going to go ahead and add in our peas, carrots cut up, some corn, about a medley. It's about a half a cup of that. And then we're also adding 1 green onion, scallion, what have you, sliced in this fashion. And we're actually going to add 2 eggs to this, lightly beaten inside of here. Now you can beat your eggs before. I prefer to just do it in the pan most of the time. Alright, so we had about 20 minutes simmer. So what I'm going to do now, so just using my lid here, I'm going to strain it. And if you look at it, it's looking really beautiful. You might still have a little bit of water on the bottom. That's okay though. What you're going to want to do now is just turn the heat off. And you're going to want to let that stand for about 5 to 10 minutes. Remove all your big chunks of stuff. So your bay leaf, can't really digest that. Obviously you wouldn't want just a giant cinnamon stick in there, so go ahead and take that out. Look for all your little cardamom pods because you can't really eat these either. They're seed. And you want to also take out your cloves. Now to this I'm going to add basically our Asian twist on our Indian dish here. Let's go ahead and put it in there. Alright. Just going to stir that up. Now this is our little twist on our Indian dish here. So it's making a kind of fried rice out of an Indian rice, which is a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. It's a little bit melt. But it just tastes really good. We're going to start on our tempura fried shrimp. So I'm just taking off all the little edges of these guys. You never want to leave these on, especially when you're eating shrimp in general. It's even worse if you're frying it because you don't even know that that little tail part is on there. So the basis of our tempura batter is really simple. It really couldn't get literally any simpler. It's a 1-1-1 ratio. Use 1 cold egg, and I'm actually going to whisk it up. And to that 1 egg, I'm going to add 1 cup of cold ice water. You want to measure up to 1 cup and then add your ice. You want really, really cold water, and what that does is it creates a really crispy fry and also thins out the egg. You can just strain it with your hands, you know. Make sure you got that 1 cup of water in there. And then over here on the side, you're going to want to mix your 3 tablespoons of sugar. This is what brings out the sweetness with your 1 cup of flour. I'm just going to stir it up. And then I'm going to add these 2 together. And you'll notice that it's actually a very watery batter that you're making here. And that's just fine. Tempura is a very light fry. So we're just going to lift the cap on our oil over here. It's been heating up for a little while. So we're just going to test. Remember, I always said to use a test fry. So this is going to be our test fry right here. And these really only take about 2 to 3 minutes. You're just, with frying, you're always looking for that golden brown and delicious. That's really how you'll know that it's done. It's always going to be different based on how hot you've been preheating your oil and how many things you're adding. But the surefire way to tell is you get this really beautiful color. Okay, so this is our test fry. If you look at it, it's nice and crispy. We're going to give it a try over here. Put it on our drying rack. As I always recommend, use some paper towel. You never want an oily fry, so you just put on some towel paper and it'll make sure it's nice and clean. So I'm going to give it a try. Now that is really good tempura fried shrimp. Alright, nice and crispy. Shake these guys around. Alright, so today we've made this wonderful orange sauce glaze. It's just beautiful. It smells so orangey and it's sweet. It's everything you'd expect from an orange sauce. And over here we have our Indian Basmati Rice, cooked with all of our aromatics, all of our cumin, our green cardamom, and we twisted it with our Asian stir fry. So I'm going to put that on a plate. That looks really good. And it just smells really wonderful. It's like a medley between Asian and Indian. And over here we have our tempura batter, which is just really good. It's just really good. So what I'm going to do to plate, I'm just going to put a couple of these guys on top. Put on our orange glaze over the top of all this. So today we made our basmati rice, which is an Indian dish, and we've added our peas and carrots as a kind of twist for our fried Indian rice. And we also have our tempura fried shrimp here with an orange glaze that we made, orange sauce. I'm just going to give it a try here. The sweetness of the orange sauce mixed with the sweetness of the shrimp tempura we did here, along with that Indian rice with the nice aromatics, and the fried part that we added to it, which is basically just a little bit of that ghee and some vegetables and a little bit of egg. It's just a nice medley between Asian and Indian dishes. It's really good. I hope you guys enjoy and that you guys are able to make this at home. It's really easy, especially this orange sauce and the shrimp and the rice. It's just all wonderful. Hope you guys have a good time and thank you for watching.